Hello, good morning, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests. I am Timothy Marbun, and it is an honor for me to welcome you all to our forum today, Finding Business Partners and Seizing Opportunities in China During the COVID-19 Time and Beyond. I would like to first welcome His Excellency Jauhari Oratmangun, Indonesian Ambassador to China, Bapak Rosan Roslani, the head of Kadin, the Indonesian Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Mr. Ke Ching, Global CEO of Tojoy, and Dr. Dino Patijalal, founder of FPCI, our host today. And of course, all of you who have registered to join this event. I welcome everyone and I thank you for making the time to join us. Now, I'm sure everyone here, you all share my excitement to listen to the presentations today on what opportunities awaits us stemming from the impressive economic recovery China has been experiencing amid the COVID-19 pandemic. This is exactly what our speakers will be touching upon, giving each and every one of you an advantage to tap in to these prospects geared up with the right insights and data from the experts. You will also get a chance to submit a question to our distinguished speakers later on in our event. So those of you who are joined from through Zoom, you just need to click the Q&A button at the bottom of your screen and don't forget to write your name, your company name or affiliation, and to whom your question is addressed to. Now, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, I will proceed to our first speaker. Therefore, I would like to give the screen to the head of the Indonesian Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Bapak Rosan Roslani. Pak Rosan, the screen is yours.
Well, thank you, Timothy. It is my honor and pleasure to be in the presence of all of you. I also would like to welcoming all the panelists, speakers, and ladies and gentlemen, and especially to Bapak Dino Patijalal, who organized this fruitful virtual meeting today. Let me do the share screen. Okay. Well, I will do the 15 minutes presentation. So on the first slide, I would like to share with you, even though all of you already aware with this one. But looking at this COVID-19 response in China is extremely well. China has successfully contained the COVID-19 virus. So we can see all this number based on the 28th of March 2021, comparing to the other countries all over the world, still struggling to handling this COVID-19 issue. And also in Indonesia, we are handling this also quite successfully in terms of the vaccination program. Also, it's been going very well in daily basis now. We do the vaccination around 400,000 in daily basis here in Indonesia. And then also, I would like to share very briefly, even though Mr. G can do better than me on this presentation. The growth of China, yes, like any other countries, China bounced back very well. And actually, the World Bank prediction in 2021, by the end of this year, China will have 7.9% of positive growth. And we can look at the, all the numbers, such as this consumer confidence index. The retail sales grew there more than 33% in 2 consecutive months. We can see all this number. Also, the consumer confidence is bounced back compared to last year. And especially, very interestingly, looking at those two recent months, January and February, is increasing very significantly for the past 2 months. And also from the PMI, is reaching above 50%, which is a very good number. And again, the China manufacturing production for the last 2 months, especially January and February, increasing close to 40. So again, we can the promising of China growth, especially for the past 2 months, and it will continue growth very strongly until the end of this year. And we all know China has a strong economic relation with ASEAN. Actually, ASEAN import partner share counting above 12%. And also the export partner of China, ASEAN is number 2. And China play a very important also in Indonesia, because China is the biggest trading partner of Indonesia. Amounted around 78 to 79 billion US dollar, and the number 2 biggest investor for Indonesia, counting for 2020, is about 4.8 million US dollar. And this is the number of investment China to China by partners, and we can see here in investment from China to Indonesia, is only 32.46 million US dollar, and by having this Mr. G in Tojoy, hopefully we can improve a lot of our business relationship with China in the future, especially during this pandemic COVID-19. And I would like to share it also here. Score for starting business was higher than regional average in 2019. According to the World Bank, interestingly enough, that for the past 2 years, the rank of ease of doing business in China has been improving very significantly, from number 78 to number 31 within 2 years. So, and we can see after a lot of reform in terms of policy and regulation, we see the number jumping very significantly. And we also, hope for Indonesia also improving. We are improving, but not in the not in the big way in terms of ease of doing business here in Indonesia. That's why hopefully with this omnibus bill, it will accelerate the improvement of investment climate, in ease of doing business, and also productivity here in Indonesia. So again, from 78 to 31 rank within 2 years, there's a very significant increase that we have to appreciate, because it's not easy to increase the rank of ease of doing business issued by the World Bank. And then this is the industry that are projected to have a good prospect after COVID-19 outbreak in China. Here, the highest one obviously is the medical education, about 38%, the AI 36%, internet 32%, e-commerce platform 31%. So this is very interesting, and I'm sure Mr. G can elaborate on this one. And delivery, logistic, healthcare, also among the highest. So again, this is in the industry that are projected to have a good prospect after COVID, and we can look to have the opportunity with the Toyjoy, how we can improve our business relationship, how we can increase the working relationship, especially during, not only during this COVID-19, but also after the COVID-19. And by having this session, it will give us a lot of information how we can do that in the future. And also, I think it's also very interesting. Like other ASEAN, East Asian countries, consumer in China spend the most area of food, non-food, and non-alcoholic beverage. We can look at the consumer spending in 2019. Food and non-alcoholic beverage is among the the highest in China, also in East Asia. And we see the consumer spending from 2016 to 2024, assuming the average increase by 11.1%, right? 11.1%. And compared to other region, China has relatively also well established, excuse me, for a digital market as reflected by the digital expenditure as share of consumer spending per capita. Again, we will see the digital expenditure of share consumer spending per capita in 2019 for China is about 17%. And I would like you to see the chart like donut here, the total digital revenue in this country and breakdown in 2019. E-commerce again have the very significant proportion percentage, 84.4% in the e-commerce, and then 7.4% in digital media, 5.2% in e-services, and 2.9% in e-travel. And this is the highlight. In Asia, digital expenditure as share of consumer spending per capita reached 3.1%. And China revenue in the commerce market, e-service, e-travel, so the revenue in digital market media also is stated all in this chart. So again, e-commerce playing a very significantly number, and this is about you can see the number is a very staggering number for China digital revenue and breakdown in 2019. And this is the last one. Looking also on the e-commerce revenue are expected to grow 11.3% with clothing and shoes as two leading product. Again, we can see all the breakdown compared from 2019 and 2024 expected to increase by 11.3%. And product most bought online actually by male or female, the number for clothing is very high, 57% by female and 47% by male for clothing, and for shoes, female 53% and male 49%, and then followed by the consumer product, bags and accessories, and household appliances. And looking at this number and the potential of two product, we because I have a luxury to have a discussion with Mr. J from Tojoy. We looked at using the platform of Tojoy. I think we can accelerate and also to improve the awareness and the penetration of Indonesian product, Indonesian goods to China market. And looking at this potential, we need to have this regular session in order to also to understand both market and how we can accelerate this business ties in the future. I think that's the end of my presentation. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Pak Rosan. Thank you for providing us your insights and also sharing with us the information and reasons why how China has managed to live through the pandemic and also actually become an engine in their economy to thrive. Now, I would like to invite our next speaker, His Excellency Johari Oratmangun, Indonesian ambassador to China, to share his latest insights on the business prospects between Indonesia and China. Ambassador, the screen is yours.
I'm on now.
Yes, you are, Ambassador.
Oh, okay. Your Excellencies, Pak Rosan, apa kabar? Ambassador Dino Patijalal and my dear friend, Mr. Gay Jun, Global CEO of Tojoy. Timothy, how are you? Distinguished participants, ladies and gentlemen, a very good morning from Fuzhou. I'm in Fuzhou now because I'm waiting for our 3 ministers to come here for the bilateral meeting here in Fuzhou. So I'm doing my Zoom now from Fuzhou, province of Fujian. First of all, allow me to convey my deepest gratitude for having me here. I'm more than happy to be here and talk about investment opportunity in Indonesia. Hopefully somebody will share screen my presentation. Ada yang bisa share screen my presentations? Because anyway, Indonesia and China bilateral relations. Indonesia and China partnership is transforming significantly for the past few years and developing very fast from the government to government level to people level as well. And then contact through two-way trade system, investment, socio-culture, and of course, tourism cooperation until year 2019. Unfortunately, due to the COVID in 2020, tourism is slowing down. On the trade issue, amidst the pandemic of COVID-19 that struck all of the world, Indonesia and China can bring the trade cooperation to a very high level. And then China, one of the leading trade partner of Indonesia. Back in 2020, the trade volume between Indonesia and China reached $78.5 billion US, and that's from January to December. And total export of Indonesia reached $37.4 billion US, and this is rose by 10%, and we are able to close the deficit gap by almost 70%. In the investment sector, since 2016, China's investment in Indonesia has continued to increase. For the last 3 years, China is the second largest foreign investor in Indonesia. And last year, 2020, China investment realization in Indonesia reached $4.8 billion US. That's in 2019, rose by 95.6% compared to the investment in 2018. In 2020, the realization of China investment coming from China, 4.8 billion. We are still number 2, and Hong Kong number 3, 3.5 billion US dollar. So it's increased by 20.7%. And now the synergy between Global Maritime Fulcrum and Belt and Road Initiative. In 2019, Indonesia and China agreed to synergize GMF, Global Maritime Fulcrum, and Belt and Road Initiative through the signing of the Memorandum of Understanding on jointly promoting cooperation. So under the synergy, let me. Okay. Under the synergy, slide number 3. Under the synergy, both countries agreed to develop 4 economic corridors in Indonesia. First, North Sumatra, which is being developed as economic and business hub for ASEAN. And then number 2 is the North Kalimantan as an energy and mineral hub. Number 3, Bali as a high-tech and creative economic hub. And number 4 is North Sulawesi as Pacific Rim economic hub. The area of cooperation includes the development of technopark, industrial park, waste management project, power plant, e-commerce, transportation, port, special economic zone, 5G, sister port, fisheries, and industries, etc. Now we are in the discussions, and it's already going in the right direction. The concept of 2 countries, twin parks. It's located here in Fujian, in Fuzhou. Distinguished guests and ladies and gentlemen, their participants, Indonesia has been growing economic powerhouse in the region. Looking at what is going on now, I think Pak Rosan know as well what is going on in Indonesia. We are the largest economy in Southeast Asia, the fourth most populous country, and the most diverse archipelago nation of more than 300 ethnic groups. Let me highlight here a number of Indonesia attractions. This is that usually I presented to investors here, and I recently visited Tojoy. I had a long conversation with our friend, the CEO of Tojoy, and this is the thing that they used last night. I'm presenting here as well to attract investment coming to Indonesia. GDP of more than $1 trillion, population 270, with 40% under 25, so young, growing workforce. This is the bonus demography. We are expected to become a fourth largest economy by 2045. Indonesia has also been working on creating investor-friendly policies, reducing bureaucracy, attract more investment. Sovereign credit continues to trend higher. Fifth cheapest manufacturing cost, higher, fifth highest number of internet users globally. The second biodiverse country in the world, global of natural resources, and many more. And then slide number 5 is about omnibus law, because this is the things that are being requested by many potential investors in Indonesia as well. And the last one is it's not the last one, number 6. This is omnibus law. I think everybody knows about omnibus law now in Indonesia. And slide number 6 about the digital economy. Allow me to share with you a number of Indonesia's digital economic potentials. In Indonesia now, e-commerce transaction already reached 44 billion by 2030. Indonesia's digital economy is projected to reach 130 to 250 billion by 2025, which places Indonesia as the biggest economic digital player in ASEAN. The number contributes 12% of Indonesia's gross domestic income in 2025. And then, of course, now we have 5 unicorns. One of them has become unicorns. And then we have 198 million internet users. In this sector, of course, Indonesia and China have established a lot of cooperation. One of that is the signing ceremony between Chairman of Kadin, Pak Rozan, and our friends from Tojoy. So that's the reason why we are having a conversation now. In terms of e-commerce, I would like to share with you as well that in the collaboration with Indonesian Ministry of Trade, we already launched an online platform in November 2020. It's called Eden Store. Through this platform, everyone in China can buy Indonesian products directly from Indonesia at ease, because the purpose of the establishment of this platform is to promote Indonesia products coming from small and medium enterprises. In this effort, Indonesia has collaborated with a number of outstanding companies in China. ByteDance is the Meituan, they invested in Indonesia as well in Gojek. Aba established cooperation with Kadin as well. Jumore, JD.com. JD.com is going to launch the Indonesian pavilion for global market. I think the day after tomorrow. It will be started 1st of April. And then Baidu, Tojoy, Tencent, and then few weeks ago, I was visited other company as well. Slide 7, this is the Indonesia Special Economic Zone. I'm also glad to share with you that our government is currently developing 15 operating special economic zones. The special economic zone are open to investment in a wide range of industries, including but not limited to petrochemical, rubber, agro, fishery, palm oil. Last night I met 11 fisheries companies here in Fujian, and then they are willing to return to Indonesia. And then palm oil, manufacturing, logistics, and tourism. These investment opportunities open for tenants, developers, or infrastructure providers. in this regard, I think investors may also benefit from import incentives, such as the exemption of import duty for capital goods, deferred import duty for raw materials, and exemption of VAT, import luxury tax, and import income tax. Slide number 8, future cooperation. So in conclusion, both countries have we are now commemorating the 70th anniversary diplomatic relation. In this reflection, there are huge and vast opportunity, particularly for Indonesia to further cooperate closely in partnership with China. Both the strategic partnership and comprehensive strategic partnership has become an important instrument for the said opportunity. I used to say to our friends here, both government official and private sector, that if we consider Indonesia and China is the strategic comprehensive partnerships, meaning that we used to be a teman, now we are the sahabat, it has to be reflected in angka-angka. It has to be reflected in numbers as well, be it a trade, investment, tourism, or digital economy cooperation. Of course, I'm happy to say that the biggest investor to Southeast Asia from China is to Indonesia. But in trade, we used to be number 5. 2020, we were able to elevate to become number 4. I would like to see Indonesia to become number 1. Tourism sector, we are number 4. I would like to see, because we have a lot of things to offer to China, to offer to Chinese. So we have to become number 1 as well. So in this sense, Indonesia and China also have cooperated in co-produced vaccine for COVID-19. That's the reason we are now in Fujian. We are going to have a meeting tomorrow to discuss as well the manufacture. Indonesia as a manufacturer hub of vaccine in East Asia. So we are able to bring them to Fujian and then meet our ministers tomorrow. So looking into the digital potential of both countries, there are rooms for further cooperation. I think Tojoy will elaborate further on this one, because the cooperation already established between Kadin and Tojoy. Tojoy is the big company. I visited their company. I had a long conversation with the chairman, with the CEO of the Tojoy. So let's explore the possibility of cooperation, because this is the platform for business to meet together and establish a cooperation, and will bring benefit to both people of the countries. So those are my presentation from Fujian. Looking forward for Q&A. And once again, thank you very much, Kadin. Thank you very much, Tojoy. Thank you very much, Pak Dino with FPCI, and team. Thank you very much. Greetings from Fuzhou.
Thank you very much, Excellency. Greetings. Thank you for joining us all the way from Fuzhou. Always very passionate with in advancing the cooperation between Indonesia and China. Ambassador Orat Mangun, thank you once again for sharing with us. Now, before we move on, allow me to remind the audience here, for those of you joining through YouTube, please submit your questions through the comment section. So just submit your name, company, and also who your question is addressed to. You could do that on YouTube through the comment section. Now, our next speaker will talk more specifically on market opportunities in China, and also how Indonesian business people can expand to tap into the market, and of course, how he can help. Speaking next is the global CEO of Tojoy, Mr. Ke Jin. The screen is yours.
Thank you, Timothy, for your intro. And hello, everyone from Shanghai. Before I start, please allow me to thank the Foreign Policy Committee of Community of Indonesia, FPCI, and the Indonesia Chamber of Commerce and the Industry, Kadin, for inviting me to speak with you all today. It is my great honor to be here. I also want to thank Chairman Roslani and certainly Ambassador Oremangan and Dr. Dino for your support and for your time. And of course, Rosen's and Joe's excellent presentations I just enjoyed. I learned a lot. Thank you so much. I also would like to share a little bit more about my background or my career, as it is closely related to my today's topic. I spent almost my entire career, with the U.S. high-tech companies. About 20 years ago, no, more than 20 years, 25 years ago, I joined Intel and worked for Intel for about 20 years. And then I spent 4 years with Apple and more than a year with NVIDIA. NVIDIA is probably the chip manufacturer in the US who paved the way for big data, the high-tech industries, basic technologies, chip manufacturing company. It's the largest, in the AI time. And then, surprisingly, as my friend put it, in April 2019, I decided to move on to work for a Chinese multinational company, Tujoy, in a very different industry, as you can tell. Now, this is a company founded in 1991. It has dedicated its entire history to build up a platform. The platform has only one mission, to serve the needs of entrepreneurs. Now, with more than 3,000 employees, it is the largest private business accelerator in China. As you probably all know, in China, there are a lot of state-run industrial parks, accelerators, and incubators. But this is the largest private one, and probably the only one with this kind of business model in China and beyond. Now, it has offices in Beijing, Shanghai, Shenzhen, Hong Kong, and 36 other cities nationwide. Outside China, it has offices in New York, Paris, Mexico City, and Belgrade in Eastern Europe. We are also in the process of identifying where we want to be in ASEAN countries. And I had a very good conversation with our ambassador a week or so ago. And I think Indonesia definitely is one of the most important countries in ASEAN countries. And we are eager, to go and explore the market and opportunities as well, post the pandemic situation. Now, what excited me the most in joining Tujoy company is its very unique yet very successful business model of sharing, and I call it great sharing. Through its online and offline platforms, it connects those selected new economy companies, both in and outside China, with more than 1 million member entrepreneurs, and the number is still increasing rapidly. Now, these entrepreneurs are mostly in traditional businesses in China and hungry for upgrading. The platform enables the two sides to work together and allows the new economy companies on the one side to access the nationwide market rapidly by leveraging the funds, management skills, business networks, and the facilities of those numerous traditional business owners on the other side. So connecting the innovation with the traditional and eager for upgrading businesses. This is what we do. And those 1 million entrepreneurs who are typically in the traditional businesses, who want to innovate, who want to get into the new businesses, and then we supply those innovation, supply those new businesses, supply those new commodities to them. So then they work together, and then all of a sudden, as you can see, the new economy companies will grow rapidly, and the old economy companies can upgrade. So when I say new economy companies, you may ask, what kind of companies you are talking about? And I mean those are the ones that typically include promising startups, companies with new service models, where you are very popular probably in Indonesia, but less popular and not even being seen in China, or new technologies, or unique products where you are not able to find in China. Then we connect those with entrepreneurs nationwide. That's what we do. And those new companies, as I say, new economy companies, typically are smaller, lack of funds, and market teams. But through the cooperation, then both sides can grow rapidly, as I mentioned. On the new economy side, they can take advantage of those numerous traditional companies, funds, and resources, and work with them, and they can grow into unicorns very quickly. Then on the traditional business owner side, they can quickly upgrade their businesses and embrace new economy. This is the perfect model, for the economy to grow, for the new economy companies to expand and penetrate into a market quickly, and also a perfect model for the traditional business to embrace new economy. Now I will talk about our business model a bit more later, so to ensure that you know how it works. The business model is a very exciting one, and this actually explains why I decided to take on a new challenge following my 25 years of global executive roles in Intel, in Apple. I worked with Tim Cook for a long time, and certainly with NVIDIA, which is a rising star in the AI era. Okay, now let's go back to the topic today, finding new business partners and seizing new opportunities in China during this very difficult time in human history and beyond. First of all, why China? I think both Rosen and certainly the ambassador, provided the perfect answer. To me, the answer is even simpler. It has the huge market, improving investment climate, and still developing very fast. Certainly, lots of new opportunities. Now, over the last 40 years or so, China opened it up and continued being open. China did very well. I think I don't need to go into details, as those points were well covered earlier. Now, obviously, COVID-19 disrupted the global economy in 2020, but still, China did exceptionally well. Over the last month or so, other than several imported cases, China recorded not a single domestic case. This is really amazing, considering how big is the country and how many people are around. Now, in terms of economy, China also made us the only growth country in the world in 2020. Now, with China's leading global economic recovery from the impact of a pandemic and the country's mega market, ever improving business environment, and its status as the biggest trading partner of more than 120 countries and regions in the world, China will continue to generate big dividends for businesses operating with or in China. So I'm sure your next question then will be how to do business with China or in China if you have not started yet. Now, of course, there are many ways to cut it and many steps to take. The road hasn't been extremely easy or smooth, but there are many, I think 3 key steps, that are critical to ensure a successful business in today's China for foreign companies, including our colleagues in Indonesia who are interested in exploring this big market. Now, first, as you can see on the screen, establish the right strategic positioning for your business. Now, second, develop the right partners. And last but not least, leading and expanding by working with platforms, or landing and expanding by working with platforms. Now, I will elaborate a little bit on these points. Now, first, establish the right strategic positioning. Now, if your business is already quite successful in Indonesia, I think your chance for success in China can be already very high. As a successful businessman, you must have ensured your businesses are positioned well you have competitive strength, either on business model side or on the technology side, or you are in the high demand and you are different, you are unique, etc., etc. Then on the other hand, if your business is not that successful in Indonesia, it is probably outdated, it is shrinking, or it is dying, then the chance for its success in China can be also quite low. So to ensure your chance of success, you may also need to understand the Chinese government policy a little bit more. China continues to use an investment catalog to regulate international trade and foreign investment. The catalog is updated once in a while, probably once a year or so. The government encourages, some sectors of the economy while discourages or prohibits some others. Now, for the developed region of China, the goal of the catalog is basically to steer foreign trade and investment, towards certain areas, major areas, like high value added, non-labor intensive businesses. As you know, China has so many people, yet China is still lack of labors. And the government, especially in those developed regions, are encouraging high value added, less labor intensive businesses. And of course, the second is technically advanced manufacturing. If you have that kind of new technologies, looking at the new technology manufacturing capabilities, and if you look at the market itself as so big, you may want to explore that a little bit to see if you want to move some of your manufacturing capabilities into China and then explore the market from there. And then last but not least, of course, the environmental and social and governance related areas where China now puts a lot of money in to improve its environment, after 30 or 40 years of development. Now, in China's 14th five-year plan, you probably have heard this word, five-year plan. The country does a plan every 5 years, which outlines the strategic development areas for the country, for the industry to invest in, and also the government will support this kind of businesses. And there are 12 key development fields for the next 5 years for China to focus on. This is well laid out in the 14th five-year plan. And these programs, of course, as you can see on the screen, have many, many line items and will be the basis for the government to invest and certainly put resources in them. If your products or services can contribute to one of these 12 fields, it means your business is fully aligned with the Chinese market opportunities and your chance of success is very high. In addition, the country's post-pandemic growth will increasingly be driven by high-tech, digital technologies such as 5G, AI, big data, cloud computing, the Internet of Things, you name it. If you are even marginally in this area of business, the China market will open widely for you and we will see abundant business opportunities for you. So I just talked about strategic positioning. Now the next step is of course about finding and developing a right partner or a few right partners. As I mentioned at the beginning, partners are important, and this is a very important subject. The stronger you find the partners, the better your chance will be successful. And there are effective ways to find the right partners. In today's technology development, business partner development can be heavily dependent on platforms. Platforms create new business ecology. Just think about it. Alibaba created a Taobao platform, which has enabled millions of businesses to use this platform to do business with hundreds of millions of consumers in and outside China. That is the power of platform. In fact, according to Harvard University's study in 2016, I guess, about 70% of today's world's top 100 unicorns win because they are operating on platforms. Platforms such as cross-border e-commerce platforms, business accelerators and incubators, or even industrial parks can also help foreign companies to develop partners and expand business in China. For example, with the help of cross-border e-commerce, you can sell your products to China without even setting up your offices or building up inventories in China. If you are in the area of providing competitive services or selling very unique products, you may also go to business accelerators. Now, Tujoy, the company I work for now, is a global business acceleration platform for both new economic companies or new economy companies, and as well traditional businesses. So Tujoy, as I earlier mentioned, unites the strengths of both the traditional one and the new economy ones. And I defined the new economy ones already, to unite both to scale new innovative companies quickly through our one-of-a-kind sort of business model. And also it can help upgrade the traditional business who can work with the new and innovative companies. So how do we accomplish it? Now, basically, we identify those promising foreign or domestic businesses and help them to connect and quickly reach cooperative agreement with the right Chinese local partners. With over 1 million high net worth entrepreneurs on Tujoy platform, it is very easy to actually find hundreds of partners across the country and get them started to work with you in China right away. So for an Indonesia business to enter the market and scale quickly, the beauty of using our model is that you do not even need to invest the money. All you need to do is to provide the support and supply brand, supply products, supply your operational systems, and or probably your unique business models, how to run it, and provide training to your Chinese partners. The rest is all taken care of by the partners in China. And you can pick a principal partner in China, or you could develop a few partners who work directly with you, and then they will take care of the nationwide scaling using our platform. Now, here's one example on how impactful our platform could be, and you can see it from this screen. B&G is an online to offline maternal and child supply provider. Now, they have a well-managed online operational system and a network of 81 retail stores across China in November 2018. Since then, they joined us. They joined our accelerator, and they quickly expanded to over 8,000 stores within 19 months. And the market value of the company also grew from 0.2 billion RMB to 5.5 billion RMB in 19 months. So basically, through our accelerator, a unicorn was born. And they are continuously expanding. And recently, the CEO told us that their stores are now is more than 10,000, and they are ready to move from a trading board to China A share stock market. And it's just a convert from the existing board to the public trading new board. And they will be one of the largest maternal and child care provider in China, probably in the world very soon. Now, this is just one example of how our platform helped a competitive products or service company to become a unicorn by just connecting them with a few hundred of our member entrepreneurs across the country. And then they can take care of the expansion by themselves in their own locations. So you may also ask, do we have any criteria in selecting those products or service providers. Now, yes, we do have several criteria, but very basic. As I repeatedly mentioned, we like to work with those product service providers, who are competitive. More specifically, we like to work with those who have been proven to be successful in their home country. And the second, certainly, the service or product should fit in China's market. Now here, our team is very well equipped in accessing such fitness. And of course, the third one is that such services can be replicated quickly across China. Sometimes some services or some product cannot be quickly replicated. And that type of services or businesses may not be very suitable for our platform, but we can still work together. We can always design new models for market entry into China. Now, earlier I talked about a cross-border e-commerce platform as a way to access the Chinese market. The good news is that Tujoy has also developed a membership-based e-commerce platform. We have a commodity team that is looking for unique products globally. Now, if you do have uniquely Indonesian products, I encourage you to contact our team. Now, Tujoy has also formed many strategic partnerships with business associations, associations of industry and commerce, industrial parks, and investment institutions in and outside China. Now, these partnerships will also help enable overseas projects to land and to expand in China very quickly. In short, as a global business empowerment platform, as a global business accelerator, Tujoy can provide you one-stop services to enter and expand in China. Now, I know my time is approaching to the end of my given time. So lastly, I would like to just give you some simple tips for becoming successful in China once you decided to work with us or work with a platform in China and get ready for your expansion here. Now, one is that always remember, Chinese government plays a very important role in economy, both at macro and micro levels. Government policy continues to be the critical shaping force in deciding what business is allowed and not allowed, encouraged or not encouraged. So you need to be sensitive in this space. And our team definitely can provide you with the policy analysis and the market analysis before you start. And the second, relationship building in China is also important. And it is a little bit different, from many other markets. Certainly same as in Malaysia, Indonesia, I think, family ties are paramount. But friends, colleagues, and even neighbors can also be critically important. Do be patient in building and developing such relationship. In addition, a partner with a strong local team and well-established relationship can help, especially in ensuring your business success. Now, third, always remember, China is changing. The sheer rate of change in China, which impacts everything, from technology to operation to sales and marketing, is perhaps the biggest difference in doing business in China. So you need to be very adaptable, be sensitive to those changes and embrace such changes. Now, fourth, China's society is very hierarchical. Companies' decisions are typically reached in a top-down manner, with only the very top of the pyramid involved in decision-making. So do identify who will be the most effective person you should focus on and talk to. Otherwise, you may find yourself wasting a lot of time. And of course, finally, understand the Chinese middle class is very important. The Chinese middle class is very big and it can be your primary customer. You need to understand how they work and how they live. and how they like the products and services to be provided. Remember, by 2022, which is a year from now, more than 50% of urban households should be in middle class in China. In the current US dollars, that means an annual household income of around 20,000 to 40,000 US dollars. Okay, this is all I like to share. And I might just stop here and see if there's any question from our distinguished audiences. Thank you. Back to you, Tim.
Thank you, Mr. Kerchun. Obviously, there are questions that have been submitted. Thank you very much, Mr. Kerchun, for giving your presentation. I'm sure, ladies and gentlemen, the presentations have furthermore ignited your interest and might spark some questions. Therefore, I have received here some questions that we have chosen from those who have sent their questions online. So I'm just going to go straight to our Q&A session to our speakers. Starting from our first question, which comes from Dian Wahyu Pradana from Business in Fishery Infrastructure and Shipyard. I'd like to know how to provide export needs through this sector of business. Example is digital marketing and e-commerce. So I guess, Mr. Kerchun, if you would like to answer that.
Provide services in digital business
marketing and e-commerce
area, enter into China.
Yes.
Okay.
To provide export needs. Question is here.
Okay, can you repeat the question again? I just want to be sure I answer in the right one.
I'd like to know how to provide export needs through this sector of business, digital marketing and e-commerce.
Exporting from, I mean,
yeah, I'm guessing exporting through digital marketing and e-commerce and reaching China. I guess that's the question.
Yeah. So I think there are quite a bit of, interest in this area as well. And earlier, as Rosen and Joe mentioned, e-commerce is really growing rapidly in the country. But those e-commerce platforms are, usually are already there. And so if you want to enter the market, you may want to take advantages of these existing e-commerce platforms like what Alibaba is doing, what Tujoy platform is doing. And certainly there are a few prominent platforms. Now, it all depends on what kind of products you want to export, right? Some products may be suitable using one e-commerce platform. Others may be, leveraging others. So it all depends. And also who your audiences are. Some e-commerce platforms are only targeting the younger population, and some are targeting enterprises, and some are targeting, sort of adults. So it all different. And I think the good way of selecting an e-commerce platform is to probably talk to us. I think that probably is the best way to start. Otherwise you may spend a lot of time and getting different opinions. So you need a experienced person to talk to.
Okay, so you might want to go to detail. So I'm guessing the business is actually in fishery infrastructure and sheep fur, I'm guessing. So I got this sheep far, but I think that's sheep fur. So you could talk to Tujoy to get more insights on that and probably more specific details on how you could enter through the digital marketing and e-commerce. Now I'm going to the second question. This is from Fanti, owner of Cefe Kopi Artisan, 100% Arabica premium quality from Gayo and Kintamani. Good morning, everyone. Can I export roasted beans in packages to China? What are the market opportunities like there? Thank you for your kind attention. Maybe looking at the Indonesian potential, I'm sure Kadin also has some data on this. And I guess coffee is one of our main targeted exports to many countries. So Pak Rosan, if you'd like to comment on this.
Well, okay. Excuse me. Okay, Tim. Well, that's exactly right, because now Indonesian coffee is well known in a lot of different countries, and we have so many different brands, and sometimes we get confused which one that we are really going to promote, because there are so many. Because if you would like to promote all those different brands in Indonesia from all different provinces is it's not challenging, but because some consumers, some countries, they would like to have only a certain a taste that can be accepted in their respected country. So I think for China, definitely is a big market. We can because we have Coffee Luwak, Coffee Gayo, and a lot of different brand. What we have in mind, because we've been discussing also with a lot of countries and also with a lot of the brands, that we should pick the one that maybe like a several brand from such as like maybe 5 to 7 brand from all different province, the one that really have a special taste, and we can promote it to all different countries and especially to China. And we do a lot of export to European countries, also to ASEAN countries, and to Saudi Arabia countries. So again, we can use a lot of platform, e-commerce platform, but again, we need to work with a lot of embassy also, with a lot of ITPC, how we can promote, because they can also act it as our market intelligence. What is needs for the coffee from these countries? What is the specific things that they would like to see and to meet? So again, definitely all these stakeholders can work together and try to promote this coffee to all over the world. Then, thank you.
Okay, so that'd be a hard job itself, just to choose which coffee are we going to promote out of all the coffee types we have in Indonesia. I'm sure Pak Johari has something to add.
Yes. Let me add some things, because only last week we organized an Indonesian Coffee Day in Guangzhou. And it was a successful event because we invite almost all of the big importer of coffee from Indonesia to attend the Indonesian Coffee Day, and then organized, in fact, by the coffee associations in Guangzhou. But this is the entrance for Indonesian coffee, organized in cooperation with the Indonesian Consulate General. And then we would like to organize the same event as well in Shanghai in April, and then of course in Beijing in May or June. So Kopi Artisan, I know the owner of the Kopi Artisan. Please do come, get in touch with us at the embassy and at the Consulate General. Our market share of coffee in China, it's about 3%. So we are doing quite well now. And then there are the young generation in particular, because we have to thank Starbucks, because they are the one who is entering the Chinese market now. The new generation, the millennial, put it that way, loves coffee. So we have to make use of the potential and market that's already open now. Of course, some regulations we have to follow. Then you have to get in touch with the Ministry of Agriculture and Ministry of Trade in Indonesia. But anyway, we are trying our best to open the share of Indonesian coffee here in China. And the response so far for our Indonesian Coffee Day in Guangzhou, it was quite positive. It was published all over in newspapers and social media here in Tiongkok as well, in China as well.
All right, thanks, Ambassador. Pak Dino has a follow-up question.
Yes, well, thank you, Mr. Gajun. Good to see you. And Pak Rozan, Pak Johari, and Pak Rozan, congratulations. I can't mention your next assignment, but really congratulations. We are very proud of you. Yeah. So maybe my question is to Pak Rozan and to Gajun as well. I think the challenge is not just how to export coffee, for example, to China, because that's also important. But is there any business model from Indonesia that can be exported to China, and from China, Tojoy can help to scale it up, right? That business model to make it much bigger and much richer. When I was in China, I went to see this cafe. It's called Kopi Laku or something. I forget what it was, but it was at the airports in most places in China, right? And this Kopi Laku had Indonesian name. It was owned by China, a Chinese person, but the coffee was from Indonesia, right? But the business model was able to be scaled up, right, by Tojoy, right? So I'm just wondering, how can we encourage Indonesian businesses not just to export commodities, right, but to export their company business model that can be scaled up to 1 billion 5 customers in China, right? So yeah, that's. I wonder if you have any response to that, Pak Rosan.
Okay.
And Pak Gajun also. Yes.
Okay. Maybe start Pak Rosan first.
Okay, thank you, Pak Dino. Well, definitely in the food and beverage sector is one of the industry that can be, elaborate and to penetrate market in China, because we have so many unique product in food and beverage. Like Pak Dino mentioned it earlier, in coffee, we have a lot of coffee store, you name it, like Kenang, Janji Jiwa, and they already exist all over Indonesia. But with that kind of product, actually to penetrate China market through Tojoy, I think will be a perfect example that we can export together, not only in coffee, but also in other products, in our goods from different province, and also from a lot of different small medium enterprise. But we also need to make sure when we work with Tojoy, when they penetrate the market very fast, we also can catch up with the with the demand from China, because once we work with Tojoy and they penetrate the market very fast, but on the other side, we cannot fulfill all this the demand from China, then that could be an issue. So we have to make sure also from our side, not only we have a good product, but we also have the good and solid production side when they start to scale up in a very significant way. So again, to work with Tojoy, and also we need to prepare ourselves, and through the experience of Tojoy, they can facilitate and assist all the companies that has potential to work with a lot of different entrepreneurs in China. So I think this is a very excellent business ties between Tojoy and also with us. Again, we would like to see the implementation very soon, and we can provide a lot of different companies, different product to that we think can be penetrate the China market. Thank you.
Thank you, Pak Rosan. Moving on to Pak Kechun.
Yeah. Okay. Great. Thank you, Dino, for mentioning these coffee shops. And yeah, that's actually one of the business models that has been proven to be extremely successful on our platform. The Coffee Laku, the coffee shop, which now you can see almost in a lot of cities. I think probably almost all the cities in China, top level 1, level 2 cities, and also in many airports. Actually, this coffee shop is replicated or accelerated by us. Several years ago, 4 entrepreneurs in China decided to do a coffee shop, and they started the business in Beijing with 4 shops opened, and they run out of money, out of resources. And then they found us, and we believe that the business can be very successful as they are very innovative. They service in a new style, new way. Young people like it. Then we accelerated them. Then, after a year or 2 years, they become like 200 or 300 chain stores nationwide. Now they are ready to get listed in Hong Kong Stock Exchange. Now this is another sort of examples where our platform can help. And talking about coffee, I'm proudly to say that the 3 top new service style coffee chains are actually accelerated by us right now. They provide vending machines, in all different locations across the country, servicing hot coffee, and it's not a ready-made coffee. It's coffee by machine. And innovators, created this kind of coffee machine. Then they need scaling. They need a nationwide adoption. And this is where TrueJoy can help, because we link this kind of machine with 1.2 million entrepreneurs nationwide. And some people would definitely say, I like to do this business. I want to, start a relationship with this coffee machine provider. So it's very simple and easy way to scale. And talking about Indonesia, I definitely believe that there's there's so many opportunities, abundant opportunities down there, because you serve unique, you have unique services, you have unique products, and I repeatedly mentioned the unique. And as long as they are pretty competitive, they have a brand, they have a set of operating philosophy, a good model, I think you can find your partners in China, and our platform can help you to find partners. And it's not one partner. It's a lot of partners nationwide, but probably you only want to work with one partner. That's also okay. You identify a principal partner, you enable that partner to be your principal operator in China. And then that Chinese partner can help you to scale across the country, leveraging our platform. So that's the power of our platform. And it's not just about the traditional goods and services. It's also about new types of doing business, which is pretty, unique in Indonesia, but you probably don't have a market in China yet, and we can help as well. And I mentioned our e-commerce platform. It's a membership-based e-commerce platform, and the buyers are entrepreneurs who would do business for that kind of products. So you supply that products to our platform, then you find distributed by our entrepreneurs nationwide very quickly. So that, and certainly I think, Rosa mentioned, to get the supply chain also ready, because sometimes, you see large scale, then all of a sudden you are short of supply, and that will be an issue. But certainly we can control the scaling. We can do phase by phase. You scale into 20 provinces, and after that, scale to another 20 provinces or cities. That way we can make sure that business is operating smoothly. Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Pak Kejun. Moving on to the next question. This is from Haydar. What kind of sensitivities that Indonesian businesses should pay attention to when entering the Chinese market? Maybe Ambassador Oratmangun could point out some sensitivities here.
Yes, thank you, Tim. Let me add some more points on the question by Pak Dino. Yes, of course, food, Pak Roslan as well, food and beverages enter a Chinese market increased by almost 100% last year, led by bird nest. So what we are doing now, the Indonesian entrepreneurs here in China, is to combine both. They created the bird nest cafe. So this is the things that my friend Kejun, maybe I would like to introduce you as well to the Indonesia Chamber of Commerce Association here in China, because they already established their companies here and they imported a lot of goods from Indonesia. Number two, Toje is very famous as well. You forgot to name, that's the call is mini cafe, mini coffee, right? This is quite popular here, and it's of course initiated by Tojoy, and of course make it to become bigger now in China. My advice is please import coffee bean from Indonesia, because this is will because you are youths, three of them, three. So I know because you briefed me, and then I'm a coffee lover, so I love the products of Mini Coffee as well. And then return to the questions that yes, doing business with China is not easy. We have to know the regulations. That's number one. Because some of the Indonesian entrepreneurs ask me, "But it's very difficult to do business with China." And I ask them the question as well that I think Malaysian, Thai, Vietnamese face the same challenging. And they are able to do that, and they're able to enter the Chinese market using the e-commerce platform as well. So we have to continue to have a good spirit if you'd like to enter China. First thing, you have to understand the regulation, both Indonesian regulation as well as Chinese regulations. Number two, you can approach us as well at the embassy and at the consulate generals here, because we are willing to assist and we are willing to help you as well. And number three, I think already mentioned by Gejun, please find a good partners, because you will be meet a lot of people that as if they are doing the good things, but you have to make a choice to find a good partners. In that sense, that Tojoy platform can serve you as well, because you meet there under the supervision of the Tojoy, and you will, and then of course because of the membership who participated at the platform, they are all good. So the task of the entrepreneur from Indonesia is to find a good partner within the context of the platform being provided by Tojoy and other platform as well. So this is the things that, but please understand the regulation. Number two, the semangat. Don't lose your semangat to enter the Chinese market, because Malaysian, they can do that. Thai, they can do that. Vietnamese, they can do that. We have to be able to do that as well. And for sure that our food and beverage export to China increased by almost 100% last year. Thank you, Tim.
All right, thank you, Ambassador. Pak Rosan and Mr. Kejun, if you like to add something to this. Pak Rosan, probably.
Yeah, I think the Ambassador Pak Johari already mentioned it to us. Knowing the regulation and to be updated with the new regulation, with the new business licenses, and very important thing actually, based on our discussion with a lot of foreign chambers, with a lot of foreign companies, and also with a lot of Indonesian company who already entered foreign market and doing successfully, is to have a proper local partner. And to have a proper local partner, it's not easy if we don't have any reference, if we don't have people on the ground. And having the ambassador here who's actively working to promote and to increase business ties between countries, and to have Tojoy is actually a perfect tools to have a very proper partners. Because if you just go directly and to find a partner, we don't know exactly which partner is the proper one, which partner have a good intention. So again, finding a local partner is one of the key to be able to grow our business, and also to know the regulation, and also to know the culture, to know the behavior, and also to know the habits. I think all those issues can be addressed by Tojoy, and it will help Indonesian entrepreneurs to grow the business especially in China. Thank you, Tim.
Okay. All right. Before we move on, Pak Kajun, I'm sure that that's confirmation that Tujoy is more than ready to assist, and details could be received once everyone here contacts Tujoy, I guess. So if you might want to add to that and also answer the next question, Mr. Kajun, from Sandra from PT Mahakarya Berkah Sejahtera, she would like to ask, how big is the expansion rate of other countries towards investment in China?
Yeah, I think certainly in terms of high technology, still United States is a very dominant player in China. Although the trade sanctions and the relationships have not been extremely good, but they invested in China very well, especially those large companies. They operate in China like Apple. They have more than 60 billion US dollar revenue a year from China alone. So that's a huge operation. And in terms of businesses, I think ASEAN definitely is increasing. The earlier data as indicated, many of those countries are now focusing on developing business relationship with China. And a certain business person definitely have found the key in terms of how to get into the market and become successful. Now, one encouragement I want to give to everyone here is that, Chinese people treasure relationship. Once there is a good relationship built up and there is a trust, then your business can be very sustainable, long-term business. But it took a bit of patience to start that relationship, to understand each other, and then everything else follows. So I definitely see Indonesia is a huge business partner of China, and we haven't done enough. Although Joe and Russell has been doing a lot, but the market is too big. And I would encourage, the efforts are not just from the government side, but also from the business community. Go and be brave. China welcomes you. No problem. You come here and you will have a partner here ready and eager and willing to support. And I tell you, our platform is free. At the very beginning, we don't take any cut on whatever services we provide. Only after you have reached agreement with the local partner, then probably we will take some service fees, whatever. But our model is really about supporting the business, making them successful. Then we share a little bit of the fruits out of that cooperation. That's what we do.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Kachun. Now, thanks everyone for answering those questions submitted to us. Before we move on to closing remarks, we would like to share an interview video that the ambassador had conducted with Mr. Kajun. I was informed that you have done an interview, Mr. Kajun, with the ambassador, and I'm sure there are some points here that would be useful for us. So we're going to play the interview.
Okay.
I'm here with Mr. John Gay, CEO of the Tojoy's company here in Beijing. So we had a great meeting. Now, can you explain to me what Tojoy is?
Okay. Tujoy is a platform basically connecting. Tujoy is a platform basically connecting. Tujoy is a platform basically connecting. Tujoy is a platform basically connecting.
Okay, I think there's a technical error there.
Basically
I'm not sure if you see the video. I don't see
Tujoy
it.
is a
No, I cannot
platform
see it.
Oh, okay. You also cannot see that on the screen.
Tujoy is a platform
technically
Would like to restart that video?
Tujoy is a platform basically connecting. Tujoy is a platform.
This is starting to sound like a remix of
Tujoy is
Put
a
advertisement,
platform
several
Tujoy is a platform.
Okay, so from our technical team, if you would
Tujoy
just
is a platform
first, and if you would like to.
Tujoy is a platform basically. So our
Okay, so we'll see if we could play that video. But I'm sure, Pak Johari, if you would like to tell us what did you find interesting after you talked with Mr. Kochun?
I think first, he himself is a great person with a good vision. He has a lot of experience in the previous companies. Number two, Tojoi's 6 buildings of the Tojo is located in the like a city park, right in the center of Beijing, and other buildings, and it's about 100 meters only, or 1 kilometers from the area. So in terms of infrastructure, they're ready, in fact. And number two, the operation of the Tojo. When I was there, visited Tojo, and then had a long conversation with Mr. Gay Jun. And I think if we are able to establish partnership with Tojo, and in the future, I'm quite optimistic that it will create a lot of good cooperation between Indonesia and China, in particular for the private sector or companies that participated in the Tojo platform. But they have to know that it's already mentioned by all of the speakers, not like instant things. You need, even though the platform is provided, but you have to do something else. Not instant, you join and then you gain benefit. No, not that way. You have to do something. You have to do your homework, etc., etc. This is only a kind of to facilitate the cooperation between Indonesia and China, and to accelerate the cooperation as well, and to find a good partners. But Tojo is a very good company.
Okay, your comment on that, Mr. Kochun?
Thank you, Joe, for your kind words, and definitely I feel encouraged, with the support from Rasen and from yourself, and certainly from the communities of Indonesia business. I'm very confident that we can work together smoothly. We will provide level A services, and we can ensure, your future operations smoothness. I wouldn't say successfulness, but smooth is the first thing. And I think leveraging our platform, you can be better, much better than others who are doing itself by doing the business by itself without leveraging a well-established platform and network, a nationwide penetration where we have spent 30 years to develop. So I do encourage you to, at least get in touch with us and find what we can do and what we can help. No business, no problem, but definitely it's a friendship we treasure, and it's a long-term relationship we like to build.
Okay, yeah, your final remarks, Pak Rosan? Maybe just some short remarks for the business people of Indonesia who are joining us today.
Well, yeah, even though we are still on the pandemic, on the COVID-19, I know this is a very challenging time for all of us, but we need to still, being creative, innovative, and also adaptive to this current situation. And working with Tojo, I think, is one of the creative and innovative alternative to expand and also to increase our business activity, especially if we would like to increase our business activity in China. Then definitely Tojo is one of the solution for now and also for the future. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Pak Rosan, Mr. Kochun, and also Ambassador Ratmangun. Thank you very much for answering the questions, and thank you to our audience for the questions. We're sorry we couldn't accommodate all the questions, but we appreciate your interest on the topic, and hopefully we will have another chance, or if you are serious to find out more in expanding to the Chinese market. Mr. Kochun provided his number, email, and also for KBRI, Ambassador Ratmangun also provided the email and address to our KBRI, and also where you could contact them or reach them out to find more information. I'm sure Mr. Kochun and his associates will be more than happy to assist you. Now I'd like to invite Dr. Dino Patijalal to the screen to deliver the closing remarks for today. Pak Dino.
Well, thank you very much. This is really a good discussion, very eye-opening and very practical as well. I want to thank all the speakers, Chairman Rosan, who is actually my neighbor, right? Ambassador Johari and CEO Chairman Gejun. You know that song, New York, New York, right? If you can make it there, you can make it anywhere, right? I grew up in New York, by the way. But, I think for Indonesian business, that if you can make it in China, then you can make it anywhere, right? And the challenge is, for Indonesian business, China is still, a tough place to to succeed, in terms of, Indonesian companies going there and succeeding in China. That's still very rare. Yeah, of course, there's a few that are out there, right? So I really hope that more Indonesian companies will get to know China and develop relationships and discover that China is really the future. Where the money is, the opportunity is there, the friends there, and all these great dynamic developments. So I say this: Indonesia-China business cooperation for decades mostly is done by what? The language capability and so on, right? What I really want to see is a business situation whereby mainstream general Indonesian companies do business in China, right? So the non-Chinese speaking Indonesians need to start speaking Mandarin, learn to speak Mandarin. A lot of their children are speaking Mandarin as well, right? And need to understand the Chinese business culture, and and all these things, right? So I hope that's the direction that we will see. And I also want to propose, there's a lot of practical suggestions that we heard today. I would love it if our business people in other cities than Jakarta, like in Bandung, in Surabaya, in Semarang, in Bali, there's large business communities there that need to hear what we heard today. I'm just wondering, maybe Pak Rosan, the next step for us would be to organize this meeting, but also focusing on the provincial levels where there are large business communities which might have interests in penetrating the Chinese market, right? So that's all I want to say. Really thank you so much for today's discussions. And Chairman Jejun talked about friendships. I know Pak Rosan, wherever you go, you'll always be our friend. Yeah, so let's all stay in touch. And thank you, Ambassador Johari Oratmangun, for being here and for your energetic service to Indonesia-China relations. Also, thank you, Tim Marbun, the famous Kompas journalist in Indonesia. Everybody knows his face. So I'm surprised he said yes to appearing to our show today, but really appreciate it. I know you're very busy, and thank you for your time. Thank you, everybody.
Of course, if there's you, Pak Rosan, Pak Johari, how can I say no? Thank you, of course, Pak Dino, for organizing this event. And I'm sure I speak for the audience that hopefully we will get more chances on an event like this in the future. I'd like to thank Ambassador Oratmangun. Thank you very much. We hope to have coffee with you soon here, Jakarta or in Beijing. Pak Rosan Rosani, thank you very much for joining us, for your time today. And also Mr. Gejun, thank you very much for your time and also for your insights and for your help. I'm sure we would like to thank you in the future after you help us also come into China. So ladies and gentlemen.
Come here, Tim, and then we'll go to Pak Gejun's office. They have a
Yes.
very good Chinese food there.
Yes, welcome.
We're all looking forward to that, Mr. Ratwagun. Thank you very much, Ambassador. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we have reached the end of our agenda. I would like to thank once again all the speakers that have provided very valuable insights to us on the current economic recovery in China and taking us step by step on how we can make this into an opportunity for Indonesian investors and business people. And of course, I would like to also thank all participants. Thank you for staying with us for the past 1.5 hours or more, which we hope has been fruitful for your future business plans. Now, I'm Timothy Marbun, and we hope to meet again in another business opportunity event in the near future. Stay safe, stay healthy, everyone. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.